Thank you for joining us for our fall stitch along with the Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum and Pretty Penny Pre-Cuts, and your stitching host, myself, Laura Bosma. We're on steps 8, C, and D, and we're still couching. We're still laying over of threads or embellishing of motifs to hold them down. So we're going to couch the leaf stems and then the pumpkin stem for a little bit of definition. For the leaf stems, you've got basically 3 places. You've got a wider one here, just this portion right here. And then you've got a second one, it's about a 1/2 inch distance right there. And then about a little bit more than a 1/2 inch distance right here. So there's just 3 of them. I'm going to go ahead and do the larger one. Again, I'm working in a contrasting color on purpose so you can see what I'm doing, but I will be taking that out and completing it. The color that you are going to want to use, again, on any of the green motifs across the project is the Amazon green in its 4066. Color variations, Amazon green 4066. And of course, we're continuing to work with 3 strands. So on this stem right here, it's kind of a diagonal couching that I want you to do. So I'm going to suggest that you come up through the orange, right where the green part of the stem and the green part of the flourish meet. And this is another one where I'm going to suggest that you use your thread. I don't love them when they go straight. I actually do want them on a bit of a diagonal. Probably the closer to 45, the better. So this looks good to me. I'm going to go in through the orange, just outside the green, right next to my little road map there. And I'm going to pull that one. Then underneath, I'm actually going to literally come across underneath and come up on the orange. So I'm going to try to match where I come up to where I went in on the opposite side. So I want these two to match. So it's a diagonal and it's a straight behind, and then it's a diagonal again. Now you can certainly make your stitches closer together if you choose, that's fine. It's not going to take a bunch of them. And again, behind, I'm actually literally going straight across, coming up through the orange, and then I'm drawing my line again with the thread and going down through the orange on the opposite side of the green. And admittedly, I'm doing this a bit like a stab stitch, again, where I'm going from the back to the front, from the front to the back, on purpose so that I can control my stitches a little bit more. And I think that's the last one I'm going to do. So I use just 4 stitches to hold that down. If you want more, then by all means, don't hesitate to put them closer together. Needless to say, it really shows and it looks like stripes that we don't love. But again, this is just for instructional purposes. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out later and stitch it with the green. So get those 3 stem areas. So that was 1 on the large and then 2 small areas. Get those couched down. And then the fourth thing I guess I want you to couch is the pumpkin stem. We've got the pumpkin down well and good enough just with the blanket stitch, but to make it not so blah, what I want you to do is just to literally add some diagonal stitches right through the stem itself. And what they really are is they act as accent. They also act as a way to collect the light with the correct, and again, you'll be using that brown to gray thread in your kit if you opted for the Threads and Notions kit. I'm going to use white so you can really see it. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to draw my diagonal, I'm going to go in. And again, 2, 3, 4 of these is probably really all you need. If you want them to be larger, don't hesitate to go up higher in the stem. I just kind of put them down here, closer to the bottom. So then I'm at a different angle, but I'm coming straight behind here. I'm coming from the top where I went in, straight below it, and I'm coming back out, and then I'm drawing another one. And I definitely have these a little closer together. And they could be a series of long and short ones. They don't always all have to be the same length. That's a personal taste kind of a thing. All right, so then I'm going to pull that one through. Got to pull my thread a little bit more because somehow I've managed to goof something up here. There we go. And then you just add another third or fourth one. And again, it's just adding accent to this portion. I'd add 3 or 4 of them. And again, use this brown to gray thread there. So that's couching of the leaf stems and the pumpkin stem. Happy stitching with that, and we'll see you back for a little bit more. Laura Bosma, Pretty Penny Pre-Cuts, and the Southeastern Quilt and Textile Museum with our fall project, Midnight Pumpkin.